Welcome to the Super Clinic Project Podcast, Coach's Corner Edition. Ready to boost your practice by 10,000 in just 10 minutes? Join your coaches, Jennifer and Tracey, for fast and proven strategies that drive real results. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Super Clinic Project Podcast, where we take regular clinic owners and we turn them into super clinic owners. And today is Coach's Corner. You are here with me, Jennifer Gligerich, and Tracey Sundquist, fellow business consultant and coach. And Tracey is also our resident neuroscience expert. And we're here to have you get $10,000 within 10 minutes. Enough advice for you to be able to do that. So let us dive right into CEO mindset. What does that actually mean in terms of a practice owner or a small business owner? So I'll have Tracey start us off with that.
Thanks, Jennifer. This is like one of my favorite topics of all time because I am a very firm believer that the results that you have up until this point are a consequence of your thinking, your skills, and your behavior. So if you're at a point where you aren't getting the results that you want, or you want to get stronger or better results, what that means is that you need to change what you're thinking and what you're doing. Right? That's the whole point. So when we're digging into mindset influences all of these things. If you're absolutely happy with where you're at, then it's likely you're not going to have to change anything. But I don't know anyone who's 100% happy. How about you, Jennifer?
No, we always want to get better, right? That's one of our, that's a mindset, with Brand Lab, which is the machine behind Super Clinic Project, grow or die. If you're not growing, you're going stagnant, and stagnation is death in any business. You always have to be moving forward and learning how to be better at what you do. We all have this divine responsibility in our lives to be our best version of ourselves. The same with business, right? And so if we're entrepreneurs, we've made a business, and there is some divine calling to that, right? Because it's a different path than other people take. So no matter what path you're on, you have a divine responsibility and purpose to be on that path. And for this, the entrepreneurial path, it means you have to expand your mindset. You do not want to create a job that you work and then become the worst possible boss that never lets you have a day off, never lets you rest, calls you at all hours of the morning, doesn't pay you a wage in line with what you're actually bringing to the table. But for the majority of small business owners, that's exactly what they are. They are a put upon employee who is being treated really badly, if not abusively, by their own boss. But then they're their own boss. Yeah. So you don't want to do that.
When I think about the entrepreneurial landscape, or I'm getting tired of that word actually, so I'm just going to start talking about business owners. When I think about business owners, one of my favorite books that helped me understand the mindset is Michael Gerber's E-Myth. And how he positions it is that every business owner needs to be looking at things from 3 different mindsets. And this is all covered, very well in the book. But I think when you are looking to change, when you're looking for a different set of results, very often what we do is we start the more card. Like if we can just do more, it means we're going to do better. But unfortunately, that's not really how it works, right, Jen?
No, it doesn't. And so you got to think about the mindset. So yes, you have to be in the mindset of the genius of the business that you created. So if you're a florist, or you're a chiropractor, or you're a dermatologist, or you're a weight loss expert, you're going to want to be doing that, helping the people either lose weight or get out of pain, working with patients or working with your clientele, right? And so you create this job for that. However, as a business owner, that you need to break out of that. Your highest, best use of your time and talent as a business owner is not going to be in fulfillment, which I know is a shocker to most small business owners. It's also not going to be in admin duties. So one of the first things you have to do is start pulling out of that, no matter what the cost. You think, I can't afford to? No, ma'am, sir, you can't afford not to. You need to be thinking of how to pull out of that so you can work on business development, business growth, networking, and moving that business forward. Doing the things like setting up the right tracking, making that marketing strategy a more living document that everybody is living and breathing. So when you start out and you're a one show pony, yeah, that's going to be what you're going to do. And then you want to take all the money and reinvestment and pulling yourself out of admin and fulfillment. And then you can start thinking like an actual owner or a CEO. And then you also have to think like a shareholder. Tracey, can you talk about those three mindsets since you are our neuro expert?
Absolutely. So when it comes down to it, every single business, in order to grow, to thrive, to kick butt, it needs three things to happen. It needs a technician, which is the hands-on, the person doing the work. So if you're a chiropractor, it's doing the adjustments. If you're a painter, it's painting the walls. If you're a coach, it's speaking to people and applying frameworks so that people can rock on. So that's the technical aspect. The next is management. So when it comes to the management side, this is all about making sure that your business is very effective and efficient at making sure that things work. The bills get paid. You have enough people coming in according to how much time you have. You are able to track and keep expenses low. It's about making sure that the business is effective for its operations. You can call that an operational role. And then finally, the final function that needs to be achieved is the entrepreneurial role. So this is all about kind of disruption. It's about what is next. It's what is big. It's about what opportunities and potential is out there. How can I change what I'm doing right now? Completely redesign it so that I can more powerfully position my business into the future. Now, when you start out, you really get stuck in that technician role because it's about doing the work. If you're not doing the work, you're not making money. If you're not making money, well, you're not getting anywhere. But you very quickly get to the point where it's not enough just doing the work. There's too many other things that need to happen as well. So you need to start being able to see, okay, well, what is the next set of hands that I need to bring in so that I can focus on the highest level possible within this business, which you always want to be at that top space. You always want to be in that entrepreneurial role because you are the best person positioned to grow your business. You can outsource the technician, right? You can outsource the manager, but you want to play the most amount of time in the entrepreneurial activities that drive growth.
I have seen so many places their first hire is, well, I just need more clients, right? And even though I'm so busy right now, but they tell themselves, I'm so busy because I have to answer the phone. I'm so busy because I have to do all these emails. So they hire a receptionist / office manager / marketing expert. And that person becomes the person that's driving all the business and growth in the business. And only if they are exceedingly lucky will that person do it in a way that's actually strategic. And it's always a lark. It's because they are growing their own job security the whole time. They're not thinking about the company as a whole. They're not thinking about pulling you out of that position so you can take over what they're doing. They're thinking, how can I keep on doing this for as long as possible and not get anyone else in that is going to mess with everything? And that is one of the worst things that you can do. So you want to think about admin, very specific admin. So you can do the marketing, you can do the growth, and you're in fulfillment, or you want to think about fulfillment so you can pull out and do those admin duties. I would always, in most cases, think I'm going to want to be the one answering the phone because then I will have more time if I'm not doing fulfillment to write out the scripts that I want, to make sure that if I do hire someone, they're saying exactly what I want them to say, and I'm recording myself so that the inflection and the wording that comes out of my mouth, I will easily say, listen to this, and just repeat and do exactly what I say. But most people won't. Most business owners don't do that. They, in their mind, they think no, and they end up getting someone that actually holds them down the road. So I would not do that. I'm going to say that is a lot more than 10,000 in 10-minute advice right there. Anyway, Tracey, do you have anything to add for that?
I think just the only thing is if you don't know what those technician, the manager, and the entrepreneurial functions are within the business, if you don't know what does that mean, what does that look like, what are those activities, I would urge you, go and figure that out, because that is going to be one of the biggest levers that you have, that if you just change where you're spending your time or the activities that you're spending your time on, that can yield the biggest results very quickly. So check it out if you aren't sure, or reach out to us. We're happy to help you out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely willing to help you out. And I know for a lot of you, you're like, well, that's hard. I'm a doctor. It's not easy to go and get someone to replace me for this because I'm doing this and that. I can tell you, we've worked with enough clinic owners, we've worked with enough specialists that there are things that you are spending a lot of time on in your process of fulfillment that you can find someone to pull you away. And there are a lot of creative ways of income and reimbursements that you can figure out that can bring people in. It's not always overnight. Maybe it's a longer plan. You can't do it instantly. But when you are purposely, strategically working on that and you stay focused, you will get to your goal a lot sooner. Anyway, guys.
And you'll enjoy yourself more. I mean, let's not take that out.
Let us not take that one out, of course. So this has been Super Clinic Project, our Coach's Corner. Again, go to superclinicproject.com. Click on either Tracey or my photo. And if you have a particular challenge you're wanting to solve, let us help you. We do free sessions all the time. So click on that. We'll give you a little questionnaire and we'll help you through it. That's what we do. You guys have a great day and have a great Super Clinic week.
Thank you for listening to the Super Clinic Project podcast, Coach's Corner edition. If you would like to work with Jennifer or Tracey to 2 or 10x your business, then go to superclinicproject.com and click on either Jennifer or Tracey's photograph to book a complimentary session. Your greatest breakthrough is just a session away.